Yeah, man. Welcome back. It's your boy Alfred. And welcome back to another Wakati video for today. Beautiful day, by the way. And today's topic is man will have to work on their conditioning of worshipping quote-unquote beautiful women. As man, you'll have to work on your conditioning of worshipping quote-unquote beautiful women. Now let's get right into it, right? First, let me clear things out. I know that beautiful women are actually very much subjective, right? I'm going to repeat that. Beautiful women to each man, right? Subjective. Of course, you'll have a consensus here and there that this chick is beautiful, that woman is beautiful. However, in the long run, beautiful women, right, are subjective. No different set of groups will and ethnetics, right, will find different women beautiful. However, certain men, especially modern men, are conditioned to find certain women beautiful, right? They think that what they see on the telly, right, or what they have been seeing throughout, for example, TV, Hollywood, that's the standard of beauty because we were conditioned that way. For example, if you're from Africa, we all know that Africans, the majority of us, we love light-skinned women. Either it's natural or for majority of us, we're conditioned to think they are much more beautiful. So I was just clearing things out. However, like I said, a certain group of men are conditioned a certain way, to think a certain way. At least the majority of us, right? To think that certain women are the most beautiful, right? So, the point of this is to say that you have to work on that condition, psychological, because this is actually what makes a lot of men worship women. That sort of conditioning that she's a beautiful woman, society has conditioned us to think so, and says she's quote-unquote beautiful, she's a quote-unquote beautiful woman, that means that she's a prize to be gotten. Unfortunately, when a man thinks this way, he starts worshipping this woman, and then that's when a lot of things starts to happen. Now, I've got a few pointers out here that I have to go through just to clarify and to bring my point across that we'll have to work on the conditioning of worshipping quote-unquote beautiful women. Now, first of all, you have to realize that you've been conditioned that way. And one way of seeing that is that you are a simp for women, especially certain group of women. You get out of your way to do anything just to get her, even if she's resistant to your advancement. You are forcing matters. And such a thing, unfortunately, right, such a thing brings out jealousy in most men. Scarcity man's mindset. Because like I said, we're conditioned to think that way. And unfortunately, a lot of the time, that certain group of women are very rare. I'll give you an example. For at least a decade or so, right, maybe a decade and a half, the Kardashians, especially Kim Kardashian, has been the epitome of beauty, right? We've seen her influence a lot of girls, right? Women. As you can see, there's on Instagram. right? So in our mind, we think she's the top. But women like that, let's put aside that she's had surgery, right, are very rare. You're not going to see a Kardashian everywhere. So when you do that, when you do see her, you start, if your mind is weak, you're going to start worshiping that because you want her. Well, obviously you want her because already in your mind she's the optimum of beauty, right? If you cannot get her, you're going to go, most men go haywire. That's why they simp and they do all sort of nonsense just to get a chick. So remember this: if you find yourself feeling jealous of a man with a quote-unquote beautiful woman, you're worshiping that woman. You worship her. So that's one thing. That's why you should recondition yourself, not to see these women as just they're nothing but humans, just like you and I, and nothing to worship. Now, another thing is, if you find yourself thinking that beautiful women deserve more than they actually give, then you worship women. You worship her pussy. I'm going to give it out straight. It's how most men, this is one of those most, this is where a lot of men get caught up. A woman smiles at you, or she sends you a text, or she starts telling you that she needs this and that, undeservedly. She does not deserve any of those stuff. You just met her, you're texting each other for a few days. Then she asks you for some money, you send her. Like, what has she done to deserve that money? You worship her. That's what's happening. Just take reality as it is that you worship her. That's why you're sending her money, and you're going out of your way to do a whole lot of things because you think she deserves things more than she's giving. All she has done is probably tell you that, hey, I think you're handsome, and then sent you heart emojis, and because you worship her, you send her some money. Now, she deserves that. Another thing is giving her free pass. Besides her having a very nasty attitude, you worship her. She talks over you, she insults you, she doesn't return your calls, she doesn't say what you want her, she doesn't do what you want her to do, she does nothing for you. You're the one who's always giving, she's never reciprocating. You worship her. You're a woman worshiper. All you're doing, you're professing your love. You're always saying, I love you. You know you do not love her, you worship her. And this is exactly why you're going to continuously be taken advantage of, because she knows that you think of her more than she thinks of you. That's what's up. Giving her a pass for doing nonsensical things. You tell her, hey, listen, let's meet up at a cafe at 3 p.m. Right? You're there by 3 p.m. expecting her to be there. Maybe you give her 5 more minutes. At 3:30, she's telling you, I'm running late. You're still waiting. You say, okay, cool. At 3:45, she's telling you, I don't think I'll be able to come. You say, that's cool. Let's set out another date. Second date, she flakes. But because you're fixated on her beauty, you're going to give her a pass. You worship her. Face it, man. You worship her. So that's the truth. You have to consider the fact that what you're doing is giving her a pass, and the reason is because you worship her. That's it. Another thing is that comes with this whole conditioning thing, right? Is that as men in our head, yeah, we have to face it at times we are illusional, right? Very illusional. In our head, we think that fucking this chick, right? Because she's beautiful, the sex will be amazing. We think the sex will be amazing because we're touching her beauty to her performance in bed. That's worshiping her. In fact, majority of from most players that I've talked to, right, and some dudes, they'll tell you, man, that a lot of these beautiful chicks that we think considered beautiful, they're whack in bed. That's what they are. Because they know that they do not have to do anything. Most men who get them, they have to do the hard work. If you know what I mean. Majority of them, especially. I mean, if a majority of men worship these chicks, why do they have to break a sweat? Why should they? Think about it. So you're actually connecting her beauty to sex, to good sex, and then the majority of time, the sex will be whack, but you still give her a pass because you worship her and because she's beautiful. You're gonna make excuses for her. Face it. It's just like how women will make excuses in their head for the dudes they like. That's it. So face it. You worship her. And the good news is that we've only been conditioned that way. And we can recondition our psychology, right, our mind, to think in a different way. To think different of those situations that we find ourselves with, quote unquote, these beautiful women. If we do not condition ourselves, we're going to get ourselves in the same situations over and over again, and we're going to continuously, as men, start complaining and continuously complaining, while in actual fact it's just a matter of switching out our conditioning, right, having a stance, and stop worshiping, quote unquote, like I usually say, these beautiful women. Stop worshiping them. Look at these DMs, for example. Look at the DMs. A dude that has been ignored for 3-5 fucking years on the Instagram, man, always liking, commenting on the booty. Man, don't you have better things to do? Don't you? A nigga for 3 years. And this is something that happens, man. If you find a chick that has got into a relationship with a dude, and she's been asked, like, how did you guys meet? How did the guy meet you or get with you? She says that this guy was DMing me, and after 3 years, I finally responded. What the fuck, man? 3 years. There's a dude that did this for every single day for 3 years, was DMing this chick. Yes. Did he eventually get the chick? Yes, but that's because he wore her down, and she had no other option, and she knew that she would definitely be able to have the upper hand on that relationship. She has the leverage. And she definitely knows that this dude worships her. Obviously. You can't be DMing every single day, I love you, you're so beautiful, and all that bullshit, and think that chick will take you serious. No way. That's not gonna happen. You're a woman worshiper. You worship her. You worship her beauty. DMing for 5 years, 3 years, just to get a reply, man. Wearing her down. I don't know, man. I don't know how some men think, man. But, hey, to each his own. But you have to admit, man, to yourself, right, that sort of relationship is going on. It's going to get frustrated because you have no leverage and you definitely have no control within this type of relationship. You do not. So once she starts doing her thing, she starts doing whatever these modern women starts doing, and you cannot control her. You cannot tell her to stop doing that shit. That's when you start getting frustrated. You get a whole lot of anxiety and depressed because you freaking worship her. So, to recap, most men have been conditioned, right, to think a certain way about women, especially certain group of women, whether light-skinned, whether mostly light-skinned, especially in Africa, chicks with big booty. Now, the thing is, a lot of these chicks become elusive, and so because they're elusive, something that we can hardly get, you start worshiping her, because all you're thinking about is to get that beauty, that her booty or beauty. What should you do? Recondition yourself. But it's tough. It's a psychological thing. It will take hard work to recondition yourself and stop over pedestalizing these women. And one other cause, because you are empty. You're void. And I'm not saying you're empty-headed, no. I'm saying you're void of purpose. If you have a purpose that is above yourself, then you won't put anything else above that. Because the purpose is straight from the Supreme. Once you start worshiping women, you are cutting off that purpose to the Supreme. Between you and the Supreme. I always say this. That's what you want, cool. But all you're doing is separating yourself from the Supreme. Your purpose is the connector. If you worship any other thing, not just women, any other thing, then you're cutting yourself out from the Supreme. I must stop there. It's been your boy Alfred, man, for today. Until next time, peace.